Hey Star Fam, thanks for tuning in. We're here again today for another quick energy check-in using the Mystical Manga Tarot deck. Okay, so getting right into it. I do hope you're all keeping well. This is just going to be a quick general reading to see if we can get a bit of a snapshot to see what the energies are like around my Star Fam. As it's a general reading, it might not resonate with everyone. If not, not to worry. I've got plenty other readings posted. Feel free to look through my video library. I'm sure you'll find something that will resonate with your situation. Okay, so let's see what is going on. My Star Fam. So, first card to present itself is the Three of Wands. Okay, so we could be dealing with a fire sign because wands are wands. Sorry, they are the arcana for fire signs that represents fire signs. So Leo, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Sorry guys, although again, not necessarily sign specific or gender specific. But with the Three of Swords, you could be putting a plan into motion, looking to the future. I kind of get the feeling that you've already, with the Two of Wands is more about making the future plans, making a decision. The Three of Wands is more about setting that plan into motion. So you could be making the first steps on a journey. Or it's like getting the ball rolling on some kind of new project, setting something in motion. I get the feeling that you're setting something in motion, setting a plan in motion. It could be moving because of the way that this person is, looking out into the sea. I say that, and then the next card out is the Chariot, which is also another card which could represent moving. As you can see, this person, they are in their chariot. Chariot is a major arcana card, and it does represent Cancer, so you could be like, I don't know, I'm getting a Leo Cancer situation, but again, not gender specific or sign specific, but the Chariot is about moving forward, and it could also be about traveling somewhere quite far, because normally back in ye olden days, the only time they busted out the chariot is when they were going to go, somewhere quite far. Usually this is a war thing, and it would be one army traveling to go and like lay siege on another or whatnot. That's usually the times when they busted out the chariot. So this could very well be about a move, an actual physical move, as well as it could just be about putting a plan into motion, beginning a plan, and just once you've decided, to make those first steps and put this in motion, it's like it quickly develops momentum. You know what I mean? So I see this as you starting something new and moving forward with a certain level of enthusiasm. You know what I mean? I kind of get the feeling that whatever you start, whatever this is that you're putting in motion, it's going to go into motion really quickly. Okay, so it's like kind of like a snowball. You only need to like tip it just the tiniest little bit, and once it goes, it just builds and builds on the momentum until you got like a massive snowball. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. But it's like this kind of situation where once you put this thing in motion, it's just gonna take off. So let's see if we can get a little bit more context, because this could be that you're starting a business. Something flipped out. Oh yes, the Devil flipped out. So you could be dealing with a Capricorn, because the Devil is the card of Capricorn. So this feels like this could actually be work related. This feels more like a Capricorn than it does feel to anything toxic or what the Devil is normally about. So again, the Devil is normally about habits, toxic people, toxic behavior, but as well as you could be dealing with a Capricorn, or Capricorn could be dealing, because again, I mean, you could be moving away from somebody toxic. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can get a little bit more context in this, because again, this could be Capricorn and this could just be workaholism. So especially if this is like a new business or something that you started, like, you know what I mean? This could very well be like the Capricorn side coming out and just getting really stuck into work. You know, almost to the point where I don't, well, some of you might be type A personalities, but again, if this is a new businesses generally do take a lot of time, effort, and energy. So this is why I'm kind of feeling like this is more of a Capricorn workaholic kind of thing that we're talking about, or just a lot of work. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't mean to be a workaholic, but there's just so much to do that you end up finding yourself being an accidental workaholic. But let's see if we can get a little bit more information. Could you tell me a little bit more about this Devil card, please? Because again, for some of you, it could just be everything, you put something into motion, it starts taking off a lot quicker than you're expecting, and now boom, you find yourself, in a situation where you're constantly working, constantly on call, constantly, you know what I mean? Especially if you're the one who's starting this business, you're going to have a lot of people calling you at all kinds of hours with all kinds of problems. You know what I mean? So hence workaholism. Again, it could just be a Capricorn that you're dealing with, but let's just see. Ah, the Magician. Another major arcana card. Okay, this doesn't really help much because this could go one of two ways. Again, with the Magician and the Devil card together like this, again, this could be you escaping somebody who is very manipulative and toxic, because the Magician and the Devil combined, this is somebody who's very toxic, but also somebody who will stop at nothing to get what they want with the Magician. The Magician is like somebody who can make the impossible possible, okay? This is somebody who's very resourceful, somebody who's usually very good at the occult, whether or not they are aware that they are. Because, guys, the amount of people that I have met in my life who say, oh, I don't believe in any of that, oh, I'm not even religious, and yet, when we talk and they talk about things like meditation, and they will walk me through the way that they meditate, and it is literally like, the kind of visualizations that you do before you do something magical. Do you know what I mean? I say that in quotations because, what's magic for some people is not considered magic for another. But do you know what I mean? Like, so I've met some serious people who swear up and down that they're non-believers and yet are just absolutely amazing at things like manifesting. You know what I mean? But to them, that's not magic. To them, that's just, I don't know, being focused or whatever, or having tenacity. And do you know what I mean? But you don't realize that there is a certain amount of work that goes behind magic as well, too. You can't just like make a spell to get a job, for example, but then like not apply for any jobs. There's like there's still a certain amount that you have to do as well, too. You know what I mean? To kind of meet the magic halfway. I don't know why I've gone on this tangent. But anyway, the point is, some people are really good at magic, and they just don't believe in it, despite not believing it, or because they don't know what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure many of you have met people like that. So on the one hand, this could be somebody who's very manipulative that you're trying to get away from, right? But at the same time, with the Devil and then with the Magician, remember how I was saying this could be accidental workaholism, because again, you are the Magician. You are the one who is starting this business, starting this project, putting whatever this is into motion. You know what I mean? And so it could be that people are coming to you and you're becoming the workaholic, because you're the one who's kind of in charge of this. You're the one who's manifesting this. You're the boss of this situation. And so people are coming to you and asking you what they should do when XYZ happens. Saying that the Magician is also a manifester as well too. So this could also be like you manifesting your desires, your goals into existence. You know what I mean? And this could be also be with the Devil. This could be also a certain level of tenacity about it. It's like you had this idea in your head and it's like you're not letting it go, Kind of like a dog with a bone. But I mean that in a good way. You know what I mean? Like you're just not something that you want to give up on. You know what I mean? And this is like you want to make this happen at all cost. No matter what. You know what I mean? Because again, with the Devil, this could be habits, and not all habits are necessarily bad, Like, again, if it's just a matter of just holding on to something and not wanting to let go, on the one hand, that could be really toxic if you're holding on to, like, the wrong person, for example. But at the same time, if it's talking about making your dreams come true, that kind of, commitment and just stick with itness. Sorry. But you know what I mean? That the fact that you're not giving up on it is what's kind of like gonna help you manifest this. You know, so this could be that this is just a dream that you just refuse to give up on and refuse to let go of, you know, and at any cost in order to manifest it into reality. Whew, let's see if we can get a little bit more information on this, because I feel like I'm seeing like a couple of different stories, and if we can narrow this down, that would be fabulous. Okay, next two cards out we got are the Ten of Cups and then the Sun. Oh, beautiful, you guys, beautiful. Okay, because we got the Sun here, and the Sun is another major arcana card, but it's like the happiest card in the deck. Okay, it's the Sun. It represents summer. Could be kids, could be dealing with kids, maybe a new baby, new babies, whenever we do have two children here. But you know, this is happiness, joy, summertime, good times, happy memories, prosperity, you know, illumination. You know what I mean? This is the happiest, most positive card in the deck, right? And then the Ten of Cups here. And the Ten of Cups is basically happily ever after. You know, with the cups being the arcana about water, could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, although again, not necessarily. But again, this is the 10. It doesn't get any higher than 10. 10 is the highest it gets. And so this is like the end of the line. This is happily ever after. And as you can see, we've got this family here who's quite content. You know what I mean? And we've got the little boy, little girl, repeating here, little boy, little girl. So I see happy family, happiness. You know what I mean? So I get the feeling that this is what you're trying to manifest. Okay? Just that happy home, happy life, you know? So this is what you're trying to manifest. Amazing stuff, and it looks like it's coming to fruition, or at least it's gonna come to fruition sooner rather than later. You know what I mean? And I understand not wanting to give up on this dream. Who would want to give up on this happiness, guys? And it's like you're doing everything you could in order to bring this happiness, happy wife, happy spouse, happy house, happy wife, happy life. You know what I mean? Like, no wonder you didn't want to give up on this. Bottom of the card, we got the Six of Swords. So yeah, again, when it talks about a move, because the Six of Swords is about moving, normally moving on to calmer waters. You know what I mean? And this card can come up at the end of a fight. You know what I mean? After you guys have finished arguing and both kind of gone to your own corners, and you're kind of that cooling off period. So it's like moving on to calmer waters of your minds, of your emotions, as well as this could actually be a physical move. You know what I mean? So as we were talking earlier about how you might actually be moving, you know, so this could be a move for a new job, could have just been a new home, but it's like you're moving in order to find your happiness. Maybe you've moved in order to be with somebody. It could have been a long distance relationship for quite some time, and it's like finally you've just decided, forget it, I'm just going to move and be with that person. And once you've made that decision, you put that plan into motion. You put that plan into motion. And then with the Devil and the Magician, this again doesn't necessarily have to be anything bad, you guys, because the Devil is also known as like the tempter. So do you want to come out as well too? The Hermit. Okay, so the Hermit wanted to come out. The Hermit is about going within, though. Seeking your own counsel, going within, spending a little bit of time on your own, doing a little bit of soul searching. So again, I kind of feel like, yeah, you've kind of decided. I feel like this isn't a decision that you decided to take up just on a whim. You know what I mean? Like, this is a decision that you guys really thought about. You know, you really took the time to think about everything, all of the what ifs. What if this happens? That's okay. We've got plan B. What if plan B? Oh, it's all right. We got plan C. Like, this is something that was well thought of. You know what I mean? And I get the feeling that this is just like you having to come back to your own soul and really ask yourself the questions, the important questions. Well, what's really going to make me happy? You know what I mean? What's the right thing to do for me? You know, I know this sounds really selfish and me, but sometimes you really do have to, you know, look within, and you really have to take care of yourselves, guys. Each man is responsible for his own salvation, Remember that. I'm going to repeat that. Each man is responsible for his own salvation. You know what I mean? So it's like, yes, on the one hand, you know, it's nice to be available to help other people, but at the same time, no one's going to live your life for you except you. So there comes a time in your life where you really got to ask yourself those questions. Who am I? What is my purpose here? What am I doing with my life? What do I want to do with my life? Who do I want to be? What makes me happy? You know, and there's nothing wrong with asking yourselves those questions. They're important questions to ask, because at the end of the day, you can't be living your lives for other people. I mean, unless you want to, unless that's part of your soul contract and you're one of those people who likes to help and and you enjoy helping other people. I'm not saying that, you know, you shouldn't, but you know what I mean? If it's, there are exceptions. But the point is, you know, there's nothing wrong with asking yourself what makes you happy and then doing it. You know what I mean? Because again, I get the feeling this is something that you thought about. You thought about this move. You put a lot of thought into this move. And if this is what's really going to make you happy, you know what I mean? Then do it, you know? And again, with the devil and the magician, this could just be, you know, if you guys are really happy, which it looks like you are, you know, this could just be, because this has come up before, and immediately the first thing that came to mind was, I could make your fantasies come true. You know what I mean? So on the one hand, you know, it could be, you know, bad habits and stuff, but the devil could also be like things like temptation, you know what I mean? Like being seduced, seductresses or seducers is who the devil is. You know what I mean? So this could just be like the two of you just really, you know, getting, shall we say, creative in your methods for making these babies. Yeah? I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, you guys. You see what I mean? So honestly, like, I can understand, because with the devil here, I can understand a lot of people being like, ooh, I don't know about that, you know, and that's probably what you heard from friends and family when you told them that you wanted to move or you wanted to be with this person, and they probably, I'm not sure about that, which is why you kind of went into hermit mode and was like, well, let's consider what other people think, but at the same time, I've got to do what makes sense for me and stay true to myself. And if being with this person makes you happy, which it looks like it does, you guys, it really looks like it does. And this looks like this is happiness that you're trying to manifest, all right? You're trying to manifest this happiness for yourself, you know? Like, do it. Do it. Move forward with confidence. You know what I mean? Make those plans and go and be with your honey and have all those spicy nights together. You know what I mean? All right, you guys. I'm going to close that out, but before I do, I am going to grab an inspiring quote from the You've Got This deck. And let's see if we can get any words of wisdom, words of advice, words of inspiration for my star fam with regards to this spread. But yeah, it looks like you guys are definitely moving in order to be with somebody that you love. You know, in order to make a relationship work. And honestly, go for it. If that's what really makes you happy after all of the soul searching you've done, and that's a conclusion that you've come to, then just do it. I mean, if it's feasible, if it's doable, you know what I mean? Don't feel guilty for wanting happiness. Okay? Sorry, let me get rid of that. All right, guys. Oh, let's see. Words of wisdom, words of encouragement, words of advice for my star fam with regards to this spread. Again, for some of you, you might be moving in order to escape somebody who's been very manipulative in order to look for your happy and ever after. Because again, with this move and with the hermit as well, you know what I mean? It's kind of like pretty self-explanatory, actually, having to go within, taking some space, getting away from this, taking some space, and then going within to ask yourselves those questions about what really makes you happy. Do you know what I mean? But either way, I do see happiness in your future. Whether you've left a toxic situation, just to be happy on your own, or if you've left a toxic situation to be happy with someone else, or if you've just left a situation that was not toxic, but you're just going to go and, get your freak on with somebody who makes you happy, right? Only look back to see how far you've come. Right on, you guys. Right on. Only look back to see how far you've come. Obviously, again, look forward, looking to the future. You know what I mean? And again, if this past isn't serving you, if this past is no longer serving, it's past. If your present, which is going to be your past, is no longer serving you, then by all means, change it. Right, guys? Because it looks like you're looking for that change anyways. You're looking for that move, for that change. You're looking to the future. You know what I mean? And this is the happiness that you're looking after, or that you're looking for. You know what I mean? And I promise you, once you do achieve this, you're going to look back and be like, wow, how did I put up with that for so long? Do you know what I mean? That's if you're leaving somebody toxic. You know what I mean? But even if you're not leaving somebody toxic, again, if you're leaving mediocre, which is, okay, again, that's like 8 of Cups, right? You're moving from a situation that's okay, but it's not your 10 of Cups. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to do that as well, too. You know what I mean? And when you look back, you'll see that, yeah, maybe it wasn't terrible, but, you'll see the difference between your 8 of Cups versus your 10 of Cups. Right? And again, 10 of Cups and the Sun. You know what I mean, you guys? Like, this happiness is here waiting for you. All right? All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave this here. I really hope this reading helped. I hope it resonated. I hope it helped bring a little bit of clarity to your situation. If you enjoyed this spread, please be sure to like and subscribe so you can join the Soul Tribe. And as always, wishing you a copacetic Earth experience.